So, welcoming you to the next class offering. This next class offering is called Palpating the Spiritual. And what I am so excited to be imparting are techniques for both practitioners, but also just for people in the caring professions, people who have their jobs with hands-on, or maybe they're caretakers of some kind. Anyway, it feels like it's a ripe time to ground and be able to assist those around us in grounding. There's so much buzz and energy around, and our nervous systems are jacked up. And there's all kinds of reasons why we want to impart more ways to unburden from these kind of daily charges to our energetic system. So that will be the focus of this next class, and we'll be honing our instrument to prepare us for deeper work as we continue the journey into how we support the energetic spiritual realms of ourselves in the access points of the craniosacral system. This class will provide applications to use for our own system and for helping others, like I mentioned. And I don't quite have a word for it all really yet. It's not craniosacral work. Craniosacral therapy it's a deep, long study, and that's reserved for people who are certified. However, there's lots of things to impart while you're in the process, or to add to bodywork sessions, or just in deepening the craniosacral work. I'm 15 years into my practice, and yeah, I can definitely attest that there's levels and deepening that happen along the time, and I feel compelled to see if I can bring people up to a certain kind of speed with certain types of palpation in certain locations for that kind of palpation to prepare us for deeper and deeper work. So if this calls to you, I can also just say that the roots of the work that I'll be presenting, it comes primarily from the craniosacral therapy lineage of my teacher, Ursula Popp, who trained us in the biodynamic, the mechanical, the visionary branches of craniosacral therapy. And beyond that, this work is rooted even deeper into some indigenous wisdom traditions kept here on this continent that informed the progenitor of this work. So there are a lot of values along the lines of attuning to, listening to, aligning with these types of techniques. I find a respectful type of work, and it's a nice counterweight to lots of different kinds of therapies out there where we need to assist the body in doing something specific, reserved for practitioners and their therapy plans. However, in the framework of the body wisdom responding perfectly to the demands on it, which is the viewpoint of modalities like osteopathy and different types of energy medicine, when we look at the blueprint of the body having a kind of natural tendency toward balance, ease, well-being, solution, grace, and harmony, we can then be with the body in a way where we're finding out what the body is doing and how that nature is emerging naturally, and how do we create a space for it and support it. It's a nice adjunct to other types of therapy, and as a way for going much deeper into our work and integrating the mental, emotional, spiritual, and then energetic. So we'll be doing palpation of those more energetic forms, and that's the possibilities for this work is something that I find fulfilling and exciting, and I'm really happy to be sharing it. I'm very excited to be sharing more of it. So reach out if this work calls to you. Feel free to reach out with other questions. Just a little bit about my background. As I mentioned, that I've been doing craniosacral therapy for 15 years in private, full-time massage therapy employment for 20. And then 15 years ago, it shifted to craniosacral. 15? 2011? Yeah, I guess 15 years ago, yeah. So coming from body work, coming from spending a lot of time, like my colleagues, in human tissue. Before then, the two other things that I really draw, well, two or three other things that I draw really heavily on are something that I have in common with my teacher, Ursula Pop. We both have a background in a Buddhist meditation technique, and I really appreciate her unique contribution to craniosacral therapy in really helping to name the practitioner as a contemplative practice. And some of the concepts that I want to continue to bring forth and develop with people come from Buddhist concepts and technique, and that practice of bringing awareness and bringing compassion. Sounds so simple. It's a journey, right? And how do we do that? How do we continue to do that in a session throughout the day for ourselves and others? And how do we help ourselves at this time of just a lot of us are under a lot of pressures, and collectively we are holding a lot, and to be contributing to people becoming unburdened. May all beings be happy. And beyond that, I had 5 years of energy medicine work, and also influenced by the native traditions that guide us in the ways of demonstrating cycles of creation, and how that happens in nature outside of ourselves, but also inside of ourselves. So we're very lucky for the wisdom traditions that have survived and brought us to this point. There's a lot that we can root into to give us a firm foundation in how we do this work. More on all of this in class. Thanks for listening.